What's up, everybody? Chuck, aka the C Train here. You're in my kitchen. Today we about to get real beefy, just like myself. Got this nice, big, thick ribeye. About to hang it in the pit barrel. I rubbed it down yesterday, patted it off dry today. We're gonna re-season it up, get it on. It's going down, don't miss it. All right, as I mentioned, we're gonna get this big ribeye rubbed down with some good stuff. As our base layer, we're gonna use Miss Rubin's Black Magic, which was my nickname in high school. It's a charcoal-based rub, has awesome umami flavor, gives a great color. The steak's gonna come out dark, black, look charred up and crusty, but in actuality, that's the charcoal doing its magic on the steak. And a big steak needs a big and bold beef rub. This Caribe beef rub right here from my Uncle Kurt down in South Florida is tasty AF. It's got a lot of strong flavor, nice salt content to it, and good coarse ground pepper. Fire on a steak. We're gonna hit it with both of these. Let's get to it. It's rubbed down, ready to get on the pit barrel, except we gotta have a little fun. Everyone says don't play with your food. I don't like that. I like to have fun and play with my food. One of the best things about the pit barrel is you can play with your food. Hang in your meat. As a man, why wouldn't you want to let your meat hang out a little bit? So yesterday, I don't know if you can see that down on the camera, I drilled a hole through the bone in this. The reason being, we're gonna take our pit barrel hook, this here, insert it through this bone like so. Now it's ready to hang over the fire. We're getting down like Barney Rubble and Fred Flintstone. Let's go. We're out back in my backyard, the Flavor Factory. It's about to go down. We're gonna let the meat hang. Like I said, we got it on this hook here. We're gonna put it in the pit barrel. As you can see, the pit barrel is up to temp, ready and rolling. Look at that beautiful smoke. Looking like a Snoop Dogg concert.
Smoke weed every day.
Now, the pit barrel does not have a temperature gauge or a thermometer on it. So, the best way you can figure out the temperature on this thing is by touching the top. And the general rule of thumb is about 1.5 seconds is going to be 275 degrees. And that's hotter than that. I'm gonna say that's probably closer to 300. The pit does run hot. In addition, I've got the vent open much more than you should have. The reason being, I want this to be a hot and fast cook. If you wanted the temperature to be lower, close that vent down. If you want it to get up to as hot as 400 degrees, open that bad boy all the way up. Just watch your food because it will cook hot. Anyway, enough of the formalities. Let's get it on. So we've got our heat source at the bottom there. Heat's coming from the bottom. We'll hang the meat right above it. The fat from the meat is gonna drip into the pit and add extra flavoring. Simple as that. Set it and forget it. Now, the one thing people will probably ask, why do I have both rods in if I'm only hanging something on one side? The reason being, that's your exhaust. So that's going to control the temperature as well. Again, if you want it to get real hot, you can take out one of the rods, the temperature is going to get hotter. You can put the grate in, take out both rods, and that temperature is going to skyrocket. But that is why. Anyhow, we're going to let this cook. We're going to make a board dressing with some fresh herbs and lemon from my garden. We'll check back on this bad boy when it's done. Back inside, board dressing. I said it. What is it? Just like it sounds, it's a dressing for your meat that goes on the board. Instead of brushing it while it cooks or doing a wet marinade, we're gonna add some fresh herbs, spices, a little bit of olive oil. Basically at the end of the cook, we're gonna allow that to mix with the juices while it rests, and it's gonna be a flavor overload. Let's get cracking. ingredients are now in this little jar here. We're gonna go ahead and mix it up. Chemistry, science. Let it rest. We'll get back to this once it's had a time to get to know each other. And we'll pull that meat off, let it sit in this stuff. Stay tuned. Take a sneak peek.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's a good.
Yeah, what I'm gonna say.
A few moments later.
Steak heaven. Gonna go inside, get this on some board dressing. We're gonna let it rest. We'll slice it open, and then we gonna eat. The moment we've all been waiting for. It's done. We got steak heaven here in my kitchen. And I wish smell-o-vision was a thing. Amaya's excited too. I wish smell-o-vision was a thing because this smells, like I said, like heaven. We're gonna slice it up. Hopefully it's nice, pink, and juicy on the inside. Do a little taste test for you. Let's see how it came out. So we'll start off just by cutting it off the bone here. So just looking at the color of the bone, I know it's cooked well. Nice and pink on the inside. Slice it up and see what we're working with here. And it's cutting like butter.
Yeah.
Perfect cook through and through, nice and pink, super juicy. It's like a river runs through it. We have it here sitting in our board dressing. Just to finish it off, we take that last bit of dressing, we'll pour it over the top. And there you have it. Pit barrel steak in board dressing. And just because I've been cooking all day and having to smell this, gotta do a little taste test. Cut the camera. Turn this shit off. We gotta eat now. We out.